Ancient meditation practices have shaped human consciousness for thousands of years, but here's what's fascinating: neuroscience is just now catching up to what mystics have known all along about the power of focused attention.
That's really intriguing how exactly are modern researchers validating these ancient techniques.
Well, let's start with drishti, this incredible practice of focused gazing. Studies have shown that maintaining a steady visual focus actually triggers specific neural pathways that help reduce activity in the mind's default mode network, basically turning down the volume on that constant mental chatter we all experience.
So you're telling me something as simple as where we look can actually change our brain activity?
Exactly. And here's what's really fascinating. When practitioners use drishti during yoga poses, their balance improves by up to 60% compared to unfocused gazing. It's like giving your brain a specific task to anchor your attention.
That reminds me of how Olympic athletes use visual focusing techniques to enhance their performance.
Oh my gosh, yes. And speaking of performance enhancement, let me tell you about chakra meditation. Research has shown that focusing on these energy centers actually correlates with measurable changes in brainwave patterns, particularly in the alpha and theta ranges associated with deep relaxation and creativity.
Hmm. But how do we know these energy centers are real and not just metaphorical concepts?
Well, that's where it gets interesting. While we can't directly measure chakras, we can measure the physiological changes that occur when people focus on these areas. For example, focusing on the heart chakra has been shown to improve heart rate variability, a key indicator of stress resilience.
That's pretty remarkable. What about the inner screen technique? How does that fit into all this?
The inner screen technique is like mental training for your visualization muscles. Studies on visualization show that imagining an action activates many of the same neural pathways as actually performing it. Athletes who use this technique can improve their performance by up to 35%.
So we're literally rewiring our brains through these practices?
Precisely. And mirror practice takes this to another level. When you maintain eye contact with yourself, you're activating the same neural networks involved in emotional processing and self recognition. It's why many people find it so challenging. You're literally facing yourself in a way that's impossible to avoid.
That explains why I could barely last 30 seconds when I tried it.
You know what's fascinating? Research shows that regular mirror meditation can increase self compassion scores by up to 40% after just 8 weeks of practice. It's like building emotional resilience through controlled exposure to our own reflection.
How do these practices work together in a practical sense?
Think of it as a progressive training system. You start with drishti to develop basic attention control, then use that focused awareness to better sense chakra energies. The inner screen technique enhances your visualization abilities, making chakra work more vivid. And mirror practice brings it all together for deep self reflection.
Looking ahead, how do you see these ancient practices evolving in our digital age?
That's such an important question. We're already seeing meditation apps incorporating these techniques, but what's really exciting is the potential integration with virtual reality and biofeedback technology. Imagine being able to see real-time brainwave changes during your practice, or using VR to enhance visualization exercises.
So these aren't just relics of the past, they're evolving with technology?
Exactly right. These practices are like bridges between ancient wisdom and modern neuroscience. They're showing us that what mystics discovered through direct experience thousands of years ago actually has measurable effects on our biology and consciousness.
That's pretty mind blowing when you think about it.
And here's what I find most compelling: these techniques are completely accessible. You don't need special equipment or years of training to start, just a willingness to explore and the patience to develop these skills over time. The real magic happens when we commit to regular practice and allow these ancient tools to transform our modern lives.